In today's video, I'm going to be discussing yet again another change out of Social Security that may be good or it may be bad, but I'm going to let you decide that as I talk through the details in this video. That's the focus. Let's get into it and talk about what's going on. Now, really quickly, I do want to share with you some statistics out of Social Security so you can clearly see what is going on here, and this may also justify exactly why they are making these adjustments from $7,200 up to $9,200, an increase of $2,000. Now, I also want to give you those dollar amounts because I guarantee you're going to see this somewhere. Someone's going to talk about it. You're going to see a headline about it. You're going to see this coming up somewhere, and I want to clarify exactly what these dollar amounts are about and this change out of Social Security and how this may impact beneficiaries in a pretty big way in the amount of $2,000. So, really quickly, let me share with you those statistics really fast here. So, let me ask you a quick question. How long do you think it takes Social Security right now on average to process an initial SSDI application, as in Social Security Disability application? I'll tell you, the initial application takes 228 days on average. That's nearly 8 months of time that somebody who is just experiencing a disability, they're out of work, their income is probably limited or probably not even existent, waiting for that initial decision. That's a long time to sit around and wait for a decision with very little income or virtually no income at all. That's a rough situation, right? And again, this is exactly why they're trying to implement these new changes here, and this is also going to hopefully lower these time frames significantly, probably in about half, is actually the goal of Social Security. Now, let's just say that you wait a full 8 months and your decision comes back, sorry, denied, and now you want to file a reconsideration appeal. Now it goes out there. Guess how long you're going to have to wait again? Well, on average right now, 7 months, 223 days is how much the reconsideration appeal is actually making beneficiaries wait. That's a long time. In total, you could be sitting there waiting for, what is that, about 450 days? That's a long time, well over a year waiting for, the initial decision and the potential a reconsideration, things like this. It's a long time to sit there and wait, right? We've heard about these numbers before, and this is a long time to wait. This is kind of unacceptable, right? Well, they also recognize that exactly why they're implementing these new changes here, bumping these dollar amounts, again, from $7,200 up to $9,200, but I will explain exactly what that means here in just a second, okay? So I would advise, if you can, stick around and listen to this. It's actually pretty interesting, but I wanted to bring this to your attention here really quickly, okay? Which, by the way, the goal of Social Security is to have the time frame, as in the wait time on initial applications and reconsideration appeals, 4 months, no more than 120 days or less. That's a major change there, right? That'd be cutting the wait time in half. But don't get me wrong, 4 months is still a very long time to sit and wait for a decision, but it's certainly better than 228 days or 223 days as of right now, right? All right, so anyway, here's what it comes down to. This is the fee cap for representation. So what does this really mean, okay? Let's just say that you're somebody who is going out and you file an application for SSDI benefits and it comes back denied, and you want to appeal, right? But you think, hey, for my situation, I want to go forward and I want to get representation, okay? So you probably heard about this. There's other people out there that talk about these things, and who knows, maybe one of these guys are watching this video right now. Hey, you know who you are. Thanks for watching, right? Anyway, these guys are out there, by the way. But anyway, this is for the the fee cap representation. Now, get this. Back in 2022, they raised it up to $6,000. That was the first time they had increased it in 13 years for these representatives who represent claimants or beneficiaries for SSDI benefits. Well, then they raised it up to $7,200, which is where it's at currently right now. But later on this fall, they're going to raise the fee cap for representation from $7,200 up to $9,200. Okay, so they're raising it by $2,000 for basically the cap on how much somebody can charge to represent a SSDI beneficiary to basically get their benefits approved, okay? So does this mean this is going to be money coming into your pocket? No, it's actually money coming out of your pocket, okay? So maybe some of these guys out there that talk about this stuff, hey, I totally support what you guys are doing, stuff like that, but maybe they don't want me talking about this because they're thinking, hey, you're showing our hand here, right? It's like poker, right? Hey, don't show our hand. Well, this is the situation. This is open information. You can find it right on Social Security. In fact, I will leave a link down below in the description where you can read the press release on this. So you can read it for yourself exactly about this information and the fee cap that's going on here for representation, okay? But anyway, it's actually probably a good thing, okay? At the end of the day, it might seem like, wait, this is going to cost us more? It is, but think of it this way, okay? If you're somebody in the situation where you're on the fence here and you're basically not able to obtain SSDI benefits without representation, as in, having legal representation to come forward and help you get these benefits, yes, it may cost you a little bit more, but at the end of the day, this is the difference between getting benefits or not getting benefits. So you got to look at the really big picture here, okay? So anyway, basically what this is doing, it's allowing people, as in representatives who represent an SSDI claimant, right? An SSDI, Social Security Disability Insurance beneficiary or claimant, basically to ask for an additional $2,000 up to, okay? It doesn't mean they're going to, just means that the cap is now $9,200, which will go into effect a little bit later this year, okay? But how is this money paid? Do you have to cut a check to them for $9,200 or somewhere, that they've identified with you? No. In fact, how that is actually paid to them is through the back payments of SSDI benefits. Remember, I've talked about the back payments to SSDI beneficiaries in previous videos, okay? So yes, SSDI beneficiaries generally do get a nice big lump sum back payment when their benefits are actually approved, and they do go through things like this. You usually get a nice big old check, and it's all the months that were back pay from when they should have been paying you when they actually weren't. Now, there are restrictions on this. I've talked about it before in other videos, but that is where that money comes from, okay? That is where those representatives are actually paid, is from that lump sum back payment from the SSDI benefits that should have been paid, but were not because of the delays of the application and the approval and all those details like that, okay? So anyway, this is what it comes down to. Now, why would they do such a thing? This is Social Security, who's supposed to be on the side of the beneficiaries, and they're basically allowing representatives to take another $2,000, right, in fees. Now, is that a bad thing or a good thing? Again, I don't want to influence anybody, but I'm just saying this much. Think about it this way. Again, you got to look at the big picture here. It's the difference between getting benefits or not getting benefits. If you knew that you could go out and get SSDI benefits when you have representation and it's going to cost you an extra $2,000 out of your basically back payment from Social Security, would you pay that? Now, again, you might think, wow, an extra $2,000? No way, I wouldn't pay that. But what if the contrary was, you won't get any benefits? Now, would you pay it? Probably. Gladly, you would gladly probably pay that, right? Because you got to look at the big picture. Yeah, it's an extra potential $2,000 in fees, but at the end of the day, it's the difference between getting SSDI or getting no benefits whatsoever at all, right? So again, you got to look at the big picture here, okay? So anyway, the whole purpose behind this is that because they have such long wait times with processing initial applications and reconsideration appeals on this, they're basically offering more people, as in legal representation. They're saying, hey, we're going to make it more appealing to you to represent more people and get them their benefits. That's basically what it comes down to, okay? So if we look at this on a very simple scale here, we can clearly see all it is, it's incentivizing more people to say, well, people as in, the attorneys, the legal representation, to say, hey, it's more appealing to me now to represent somebody to get these benefits because now I can get paid a little bit more. And again, there's nothing wrong with making money, okay? I know some people are really weird about like, oh my, somebody wants to make some money. Who cares? We all want to make money, right? There's nothing wrong with making some money, okay? If somebody's going to represent you legally and they're going to get you some benefits, by all means, you're going to be very grateful to that person, right? Again, remember, the contrary is, if you get no benefits, but yet you got to pay a couple $1,000s to a representative, an attorney, somebody to represent you, and now you get benefits for basically the rest of your life, do you think you're going to be grateful for that person? I think so, right? Because the contrary, like I said a minute ago, is you get no benefit. You kind of see what I'm saying here, okay? So the whole purpose behind this is to basically incentivize more attorneys, legal representation, to represent the SSDI beneficiaries to get their benefits basically through the system and approved more quickly because they're so backed up right now. 8 months for somebody to wait for their benefits. Not cool, right? They want to cut that in half, and by doing so, they're basically just saying, hey, we're going to offer a little bit more money as far as raising the fee cap and allowing these, these attorneys, these legal representatives to get paid a little bit more for their efforts and their time to get these cases through. I don't know. Again, I don't want to say this is a good or bad thing. I'm just simply saying this is information you want to know, especially if you are an SSDI beneficiary who is in the process of getting your benefits, either, your initial application filed or your reconsideration appeal going through. Again, I don't know. That's why I said earlier at the beginning of the video, I'm going to let you decide. Do you think this is a good thing or a bad thing? I don't want to make that decision for you. I don't know. It kind of goes both ways, right? It's like, well, at the end of the day, it's going to cost me more money, but initially, it's probably a good thing because then, you're going to have that legal representation that you need to get your benefits actually through at the end of the day so you can get the ongoing monthly checks for basically ever, unless your unless your disability goes away or whatever. There's a lot of different details about that. So anyway, I want to share this with you really quickly. Again, another change out of Social Security. Now here's the thing: this may not impact all that many people, but at the end of the day, my point is the big picture here. Again, I said big picture a couple times here. The big picture we need to look at is Social Security yet again coming out with another change. Another change. Seriously, how many changes have we heard out of Social Security just in the last, 2-3 weeks? Multiple. You've heard me come out in live streams lately talking about these a lot. Here's the thing. We usually get 2-3 changes out of Social Security a year. We're only a handful of months into the year so far, and we've already received, 3, 4, 5 changes out of Social Security so far this year. It's good. My point is they're making some changes here, and that's what we really need to look at, okay? They're on a roll. Keep going. Seriously. Social Security, keep going. Seriously, this is great for the beneficiaries, and this is good. All the changes that they've implemented so far have been pretty much good for the beneficiary, okay? Good stuff. Anyway, I want to share this with you really quickly. Again, you got to look at the big picture here and just see what's going on and kind of take note of all the different changes that they're talking about, all the changes that they're implementing right now, and what it means for the beneficiaries at the end of the day. What it really means is that they're on a roll, they're making some changes, they're adjusting the program, they're adjusting things higher, and that's probably a good thing at the end of the day, right? Anyway, I'm here for anybody that I can be. I hope all of that makes sense. I know it can be a little bit confusing, but I'm going to leave it at that for now. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, make sure to leave that down below. Otherwise, thanks so much for your support. Truly do appreciate it. Please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends on my social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel, including those in the video library or those that I've hand selected for you down below in the description or the top of the comment section. Check out those videos, or right here on your screen, check out those videos as well. Thank you so much for watching. Really do appreciate it. Have a nice day, and I'll catch you again later.